In today's video, we're going to talk about why the U.S. tax code strongly favors couples getting married versus staying single. Why do married couples pay on a dollar-for-dollar basis less than single couples that are, let's say a couple, two spouses with equivalent income that are not married, that are filing on a single tax status basis versus the same income earners that are married filing jointly? So Ben is going to talk us through a rather substantial difference in the taxes one would pay if married versus single. Ben, walk us through the analysis.
So we ran the analysis with both spouses getting married and filing jointly. Spouse one's income is $300,000, spouse two's income is $100,000. Again, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to assume their AGI is $400,000. They're going to take the standard deduction, and their taxable income would be $374,100. If you go over to our 2022 tax tables, again, $374,000. That leaves us in the 32% tax bracket. We just need to be aware that our United States tax system is progressive, so only the income that is above that $340,100 number is going to be taxed at that 32% rate. The rest is going to be taxed at 10%, 12%, 22%, and so forth. So estimated federal tax for filing jointly is a little over $80,000. If they were to not get married and just file as single filers, the spouse with $300,000 of income after the standard deduction would be at $287,000. And again, really where we're seeing this make a large impact is from a single filing standpoint, $287,000. That puts you in the 35% tax bracket. So that's in a tax bracket we entirely avoided if we were filing jointly. The estimated federal tax from that $300,000 spouse would be $74,000, and spouse two at $100,000 of income, their estimated federal tax would be a little over $14,000. So total federal tax if both spouses filed jointly would be about $80,000, and the total federal tax paid if they stayed single and filed single would be $89,000. So almost a $9,000 tax savings by getting married and filing jointly.
Ben, thanks for providing such a detailed analysis. We found that this difference between married filing jointly versus a couple that are filing both single, the bigger the income, the bigger the difference. So for example, if there's a $1 million income earner and a $100,000 income earner, the $100,000 income earner is going to get penalized slightly, but the $1 million income earner is going to get a huge raise in tax savings from having those tax brackets expanded versus the single status. So we've seen differences, upwards of $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 for a seven-figure income earner if they're married versus single. So this video is not a recommendation whether to stay single or get married if you're a couple, rather just an educational view on why the U.S. tax code favors you from a tax standpoint if you're married versus single.